Americans are canceling their subscriptions faster than at any point since 2009. Netflix, Amazon, HBO, Disney, Peacock, even Costco memberships are being canceled. If you looked at your credit card statement last month and started cutting, you're not alone. Here's the full story and how it's going to affect all these companies in the future and what you could do to prepare for this.
You pull up the bank statement on a Tuesday, not because anything is wrong, just to look, and nothing jumps out at you. There is no big purchase, no fraud, no mistake you can point to. What you see instead is a long, quiet column of small charges. $9.99, $15.99, $6.99. A gym you meant to cancel back in March. An app you forgot you ever signed up for. Not one of them feels like anything. And together, they are the reason this month is tighter than it should be. So here is what I want to show you. How much your household is actually spending on subscriptions versus how much you think you are. Why the company's charging you just quietly told on themselves in their own earnings reports. And the one thing you can do tonight that tells you exactly which side of the cancel line your household is standing on. Start with the gap, because the gap is the whole story. The most cited number is blunt. The average American guesses they spend about $86 a month on subscriptions. The real figure is closer to $219. Spread across about 8 different services, the numbers reported by C+R Research. That is not you being careless. That is the design working exactly as intended. Nearly 3 out of 4 people put every subscription on autopay, which means the money leaves your account without a single decision being made. There is no moment where you hand over cash and feel it. It just goes. And the prices underneath those charges keep climbing. Netflix's standard plan went from $12.99 back in 2020 to $19.99 this past March. That is a 54% jump, and it was the second increase in about a year. Disney, Max, and Hulu all ran the same play, some of them more than doubling. A 5-service stack that cost under $60 a few years ago now clears $80. Sit with that for a second. You quietly rebuilt the exact cable bill you thought you escaped. Except this time, it is scattered across a dozen invisible charges, and nobody in your house is watching the total. Now here's the part that sounds like I am defending the companies. And it is true, so I am going to say it. You are getting more for the money. More shows, more platforms, more available on demand than any cable package ever dreamed of offering. The value is real. But watch what just happened in the earnings. In mid-July, Netflix reported more than $12.5 billion in revenue for a single quarter, up about 13%. And it told its investors plainly that the price increases are landing exactly as planned. That is the tell. The price you pay is not set by what your household can carry. It is set by what the company can get. And right now, those two numbers are pulling apart fast. Because here is what changed underneath all of this. These prices were built for a richer version of you. Streaming raised prices hardest back in 2021 when Americans were sitting on stimulus money and actually had a cushion in the bank. The prices were sized for that household. Then the cushion disappeared. The national savings rate has fallen to around 3%, near the lowest it has been since 2022.
Hey everyone, real quick, if you want to change the way that you deal with money or think about money or how it may or may not have a grip on you and you don't even know it, I put together a project called the Money Mindset Mastery Program. Links down below to this. It's changing thousands of people's lives forever. Get out of that rat race right now. Now let's get back to the video.
The figure reported by the Bureau of Economic Analysis. The paycheck came down, the prices did not follow it. So the bill is now aimed at money that most households simply do not have anymore. And that shortfall does not just vanish into thin air. It lands on a credit card. You have actually seen this exact movie before. A decade ago, the sports network ESPN sat inside almost 100 million cable homes. Then people started cutting the cord, and it slid down towards 70 million. Everyone called those people cheap. They were not cheap, they were early. Streaming was supposed to be the escape from the bloated cable bundle, and instead, the bundle quietly rebuilt itself. Same shows, higher price, shinier wrapper, right up until households pulled out a calculator and started doing the math again. That is the moment we are in now. So the real question is, which side of the cancel line your household is on? And it has nothing to do with how much you earn. More than half of Americans canceled at least one subscription in the past year, the figure from SubSummit. And the ones doing it are not the broke households. They are the early ones. Here is the actual test. One side pulled up the statement in the last 90 days and killed at least one auto charge on purpose. The other side has not looked in 6 months and is letting a set and forget stack renew at prices they had never once verified, often sitting on a credit card charging more than 20% interest. The difference between those two homes is not income. It is who is making the decision. You, or a charge that fires at 3 in the morning while you are asleep. And that second household is not really overspending on entertainment. It is financing entertainment at credit card interest, which is the single most expensive way a family can pay for anything on earth. $219 a month is roughly $2,600 a year. Put that on a card at 22% against a savings rate near 3, and a stack of harmless $10 charges turns into something with real teeth. So here's the one move, and you can do it tonight. If you wait for the annual spend shock to hit you, you have already paid for a full year of things you forgot you owned. So pull the last 90 days of statements right now and circle every single recurring charge under $25. Because small is exactly where these things hide. Then be honest with yourself and rate each one on whether you actually used it. Cancel anything you would score in the bottom half. And from there, keep your eye on 3 numbers. Your total monthly auto charges, whether your credit card balance is drifting upward, and whether your own savings rate has slipped under 5%. The trap was never the $10. The trap was a price built for a richer version of you, held in place long after that version disappeared and quietly financed on the most expensive money in your life while you were looking the other way. The companies already know the household they priced for is gone. They are betting that you have not noticed yet. Your August charges are already queued, and they will fire whether you look or not. Pull the statement tonight and find out which side of the cancel line your household is really on. Economic Ninja is out.